Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Not sure if anyone's been keeping up with my uploads or anything, but recently my uploads have been slower. So I do apologize for that. And but I'm excited to be back. But I wanted to make a quick video, kind of just expressing my thoughts lately. So recently I've turned 18 and it was really cool. You get to feel, I guess, this more of a sense of freedom, away from rules and stuff and all that. But there also comes with that a lot of responsibility and a lot of pressure. And I was always told, life isn't going to be easy. But man, did I expect this? No, I didn't expect any of this. There is definitely a lot of pressure when it comes to, job, when it comes to even relationships and being able to be there for, people that you, in your family and friends, while also being able to balance out life. And I know that this isn't really a topic that I feel like is covered, at least that I've seen, online at least, or anything like that. So I wanted to make a quick video on it, for people just to share kind of my experience with it. But like the title of the video says, being 18 is hard. It is not easy. There is definitely a pressure, and I'm not sure if anyone can relate to this, but it's almost a pressure of like, you see all these, all eyes are on you, like all these eyes, your family, friends, people who are in your life just in general. You turn 18 and all eyes kind of turn to you, and it's just like, what are you gonna do next? Like where are you going? What's your job? Where's your job at? Where are you applying to? How much are you gonna make? What do you want to be? And it's kind of one of those times where it's like you just feel like you had all this time in your life to prepare, and you just didn't prepare enough at all. And all this stuff happens, and you have to make all these decisions and have all these responsibilities. And it is hard. And currently, I'll even say, and be honest, like, currently, it's been beating me down recently, It's had me in a spot where it's like, I feel stuck. I feel like the pressure is just becoming so much that it gets like claustrophobic, It feels like you're just being squeezed from all sides. And I'm not sure if this video is going out to anyone who can relate or anything, but if you can, then this video is definitely for you. And just know that you're not alone in it, Currently, I wouldn't say I'm at the bottom of, I wouldn't say I'm at like rock bottom, but I'm still not able to be completely confident in things going forward. And that is definitely still, a rough spot to be in. So, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes work. And it definitely comes with stress. And that stress, depending on who you are, like for me, stress just makes me want to sleep, Like I get stressed out, I'm like, all right, I'm going to bed. And for other people, it might mean that stress means you eat a bunch, or that you just play a bunch of video games, or do this, do that. And to those of you who are also struggling with that same stress, my advice for you, I guess, is just try and, get outside every now and then. It's a small thing, but believe it or not, the sun can help you. I mean, the sun, the vitamin D and all that, it can improve your mood, especially after a winter where you were inside for a long time and the sun was never really out. So get outside every once in a while, which is what I'm gonna try and start doing. And other advice besides that is just move one step at a time. A lot of times I feel like there's this pressure that almost makes you feel like you have to, instead of one step at a time, you have to take one step and then another step and then another step. And you have to be like pretty much sprinting instead of just taking one step at a time. You're sprinting through it. And it feels like you're trying to rush through all these decisions and rush through all these things that you need to do, that you don't take time to regulate emotion, to just do things that are still, to keep up with your health. Do things that are healthy for you, like go outside or read a book or eat healthy, and that it definitely is hard with all that pressure. But again, like I said, my advice at the end of the day is, even though all this pressure comes in and it feels like you're rushed and it feels like you need to do this and do that, just take it one step at a time. And I know that's easier said than done, but at the end of the day, that's just what we have to do. Just take it one step at a time. My current step, for me coming up, is simply cleaning my room, getting my environment around me to feel welcoming, to feel better, so that way I can feel better. Because I know people might not relate, but when my environment is down and dirty and all of that, it's hard to feel encouraged to keep going or encouraged to take another step. So simply, and it might be a baby step, but my baby step is going to be clean my room. And after that, I have there's more things to come, but I'll worry about those things when they come. It's just clean my room, and then I do have a job. It's so whenever I go to my job, it's just get through that day, get through the job, make some money, so that way you can have the money to help you progress later in more steps. So a job is definitely important in that aspect, to help fund the steps you will need to invest in yourself, to improve yourself. And I guess another piece of advice, probably final piece of advice, is just make a plan. I was in a spot where I felt really lost, and I felt like, I knew I needed to do different things, but I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know. It was just overwhelming. It was overwhelming to my mind. It was overwhelming in terms of stress, overwhelming for all these different aspects in life. So when you feel overwhelmed and all that, make a plan, make a plan, lay out, like, what are these steps going to be? Because yes, make another step, and then what's next, But don't try and pile it on all at the same time. Take a step, and then next step, and the next step, and you can lay it out. Like for me, I want to write it down somewhere, so that way you can physically see it, physically lay it out in front of you, physically check mark it whenever you completed it. Because for me personally, whenever I'm able to check mark something and check it off the list, it feels really good to do so. And it gives you a feeling of completion, a feeling of, I did it, So that's what I'm going to be doing, and that's what I'm going to try and do. And I guess the last piece of advice, final piece of advice, I know I already said that, but final piece of advice is consistency. Consistency in these steps is very easy, and I know it's very easy because I've done it multiple times already, since being 18 for the past 2 months. But it's very easy to fall down and not want to get back up. It is very easy to get up for a second and, clean the house, clean your room. And you do that, and it's like, you lose that momentum. You can clean the room, you can clean the house, and then here comes the next step, but you're not ready for that next step. You don't have the consistency to keep going. And it sucks. It really does. Because for me, at least, it was like, how do you expect me to keep going? But at the end of the day, when you become 18, like, whether we like it or not, I definitely am not the biggest fan of it, but whether you like it or not, there's this expectation that gets set onto you of being able to complete things, being able to follow through, being able to have consistency. And it does suck, but I know that with time and effort, me and everyone else watching this, if you're in any of the same situation, we can get through it, and even if you're not 18, but you're just in a slump in life, I feel like a lot of this advice can even apply to you, It's just, I wanted to make a video laying out how I felt and how it's how these struggles have affected me, and also give advice on from what I've learned and what I'm still learning. I'm very much still learning, but from what I'm still learning, and I can give advice from those experiences and give them to people who, maybe turning 18, maybe not turning 18, maybe they're 40, maybe you're 40 and you're watching this video and this advice helps you. But either way, this life is really difficult, and I'm just not realizing that. And this is all my advice. Just keep going, and even if it feels like you're trapped and you won't be able to get out, trust me, you will. And for me, currently, it feels like I'm trapped. But I know eventually things will be better. So just keep going, keep going, keep going. And I'm sure at some point you got it. I'll still be here. I'll still be posting once again. So feel free to stop by every day, check out each video. And hopefully each video can bring you some happiness or some enjoyment from however your day has been. But at the end of the day, just keep going. You got this. We all got this. Just keep going and have a great day. Great rest of your day, everyone. And I'll see you all later.